We are sorry for the delay, a little network glitch, and we have been able to resolve it, and we believe we can shoot forth. If this is your first time joining us, please do well to subscribe and share the video to as many as possible. Leave comments in the comment section at any point in time that this might warrant us to have a quicker level of reach to those that are yet to join. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the link. Like the video. We are addressing the matter of excellence. Excellence in your art. In the world which we live today, there is a lot of competition, a lot of loggerheads in the minds of different people, and as a result of that, you would see that to survive in today's world, there is a level of excellence that is needed. There is a degree of excellence that you warrant in order to be a part of today's success, And so we are looking at excellence in your art. Excellence in your art. What do we call excellence? That is the issue we need to address so that in the nearest time ahead, we will be able to have a level of understanding, a level of stability, and a level of competitiveness in everything we do in today's world. Don't forget, we have said, given the fact that the world of today is very, very competitive, it is very necessary that we stand out in a certain level, that we stand out in a higher realm or in a higher sense of competition that can only be achieved when the platform of excellence is involved. So, before we get into the details or into the depths of the subject matter, which is excellence, let's first of all try to understand what excellence actually is all about. Let's try to have a view of what excellence actually means and what is an art, because we are trying to be excellent in our art. And for us to be excellent in our art, we must understand what an art is, and we must understand what excellence actually means. So what do we call an art, and what do we call excellence? What attribution, what definition do we give to an art, and what definition do we give to the word excellence? Now, let's start with the word excellence. Actually, we should understand that excellence means exercising full potential. Exercising full potential. That's what we call excellence. The ability to exercise full potential, meaning the fullness of your ability being brought alive. So that means you attain excellence as per individual. In other words, the excellence you exhibit cannot be the same excellence I exhibit, because based on our definition, excellence is attaining full potential in whatever you do, attaining full potential. So that is to say, if you are a footballer, for example, you become excellent in your work as a footballer when you attain the fullness of your potential in that field. If you're a businessman per se, you become excellent in your field as a businessman when you attain the fullness of the potential in business. So you see that we cannot compare a footballer to a businessman in terms of excellence. Why? Because the fields are different. And because the fields are different, the heights of excellence are different. And that's why we now specify excellence in your art. So meaning you are becoming excellent in what you do, not what others do. So in other words, you can compare your excellence to the excellence of others, because what you do is not what others do. Where you stand is not where others stand. And so we cannot compare your level of excellence to that of others. So excellence is attaining the fullness of your potential, attaining the full height of your potential. And your potential here is your ability or your capability. In other words, your capacity. That's what we see here as a potential. So you attain excellence in your potential, meaning you attain the fullness of your capacity. So let me try to use a measurement in terms of quantitative water. Okay, if I take 1 liter container and I take a 20-liter drum, as we locally call it, that's a 20-liter container. If I fill water in that 1 liter to the brim, and I feel the same in the 20-liter, but I leave it halfway, one has attained full potential, the other hasn't, which the 1 liter container, despite being small, it has attained the fullness of its potential. That means it has become excellent. But the 20-liter container, being half, has not yet attained the fullness of its potential. In other words, it has not attained excellence. So you only attain that excellence when you get the fullness of in place, when you get the fullness of your potential in place. At that point, we can say you have attained excellence. All right, now there are certain characteristics or attributes we should look at as far as excellence is concerned. How do you know that you're on the track of excellence? There are some characteristics that come in. There are some attributes that come in. And these are the attributes we need to understand first, so that we know if actually we are on the lining to excellence or not. First thing first, excellence warrants consistency. Excellence warrants consistency. It doesn't just start from nowhere. It warrants consistency. You become excellent over time. You don't just become excellent overnight. It warrants consistency. And one thing you should understand about consistency is that it is difficult. It is never easy. It is difficult. Okay, let's assume that you have a business, or let's take the example of an athlete. Now, for that athlete to be excellent in what he or she does, that's the race, the run, it warrants a level of consistency in practice. You don't just wake up one morning and you have speed on your leg. You develop it over time. And how do you develop it over time? By running consistently. And when you run consistently, definitely you will get speed. Definitely you will gain speed. So speed is gotten by that athlete over time of running consistency. Now, like I said, consistency is difficult. Why? Because you will need to do it over and over and over. Even when you don't feel like doing it, you will have to do it. Even when you don't feel like doing it, you will have to do it, because that is what will give you the height of excellence. So if you're a businessman and you have put in mind that every day you're at your business location by 8 a.m., you need to attain consistency in that realm by being there, ensuring that every 8 a.m., no matter what happens, you should be at the business side. So people know you for what you are consistent at doing. They don't just know you out of nowhere. They know you for what you're consistent at doing. So the first thing about consistency, about excellence, is that it is consistent. It gives you consistency. The second thing is that excellence is a continuous improvement. It is a continuous improvement. What do we mean by a continuous improvement? Now, let's look at it from this point of view. When you start for the very first time, definitely you will see a lot of failures. You will see a lot of difficulties. You will see reasons to give up. But what you should pick out of it is the improvement inside of it. what you should pick out of it is the improvement. Ensure that there is an improvement. No matter the fact that it seems like failing, is there an improvement? If there is an improvement, you take it. If there is an improvement, you take it. So excellence warrants a level of improvement. Ensure that at every time, pick the improved part out of it and continue. The improvement is what is necessary. So excellence warrants improvement. It warrants improvement. Ensure that your today is better than your yesterday. Ensure that your tomorrow becomes better than today. And how is that done? You understand yesterday, correct it tomorrow, correct it today, and make tomorrow better. You understand yesterday, you correct it today, and you make tomorrow better. That becomes the height of excellence. Ensure that there is an improvement. Never let today be better than tomorrow, and never let yesterday be better than today. No matter how little the improvement is, it is very significant on the roadmap to excellence. No matter how little it is very significant. Very, very significant. And the next thing you should understand about excellence is that it warrants discipline. You cannot talk of excellence when we don't see discipline around you. It's not possible. You cannot talk of excellence and we don't see discipline around you. What is discipline here? Discipline here means staying focused, staying organized, putting yourself under pressure to do it, even when you don't feel like doing it. Yes, that's discipline. So you will see that discipline is directly linked to consistency. Because when it comes to the level of consistency, you need discipline to be consistent. There is a time when you will not feel like doing it. There's a time when that zeal, that desire, you will not have it. There is a time when it will be like, I don't want this anymore. It's not moving. It's not going. My efforts are not yielding fruits. That moment will always come. But what keeps you going is discipline. You have put it in your mind that you must get it done. That is what keeps you going. So consistency, as one of its major characteristics, is discipline. You need that discipline. You need that discipline. If you don't apply the discipline, definitely it will become very difficult for you to scale through the heights of excellence. And next characteristic you should see is that excellence entails innovation. It entails innovation, bringing forth new ideas, spicing up what is already there. In a local term, we call it packaging. You spice up what is already there. That is what brings forth excellence for you. Innovation. You spice up what is already there. Make it look more beautiful. Make it look beautiful. Make it look attractive. Make it look better than what it has always been. Spice it up. That's excellence. You cannot attain excellence when you're on the same height with others. No, make it look beautiful. In the world of business, in entrepreneurship, we call some categories of entrepreneurs innovators. Now, innovators are those that copy what is already there. They copy what is already there, and then they add just a little to it. And when they add a little to it, you see it to become something totally different. You see it to become something completely different, something completely new. Whereas it is not new. Don't forget, now we are in a season, or we are in an era where there will be nothing new that has never existed. There's nothing you will create now that will seem new to people. But what will make it look new is the fact that you're able to add something that others have not added. Okay, let's look at it this way now. You run a provision store. I want you to be as simple. You run a provision store. and there are 5 of you in that same line of business. Now, what makes you stand out is what extra thing you add that others in that same line of business don't add. That is innovation. That is innovation. What do you add? Is it after sales services? Is it frequent promotion? Is it a discount that others have not added? Innovation. Add something to it. You want to do a product that others have already done. Now, the branding you give to it will serve as an innovation. Let's take an example now. For those who are within the premises of Cameroon and even Africa, the world at large, you would see that there are many companies that are into the business of bottled water. There are many companies into the business of bottled water. Now, the question is, what makes one company preferred to others? It is the packaging. Okay? That packaging is what we call innovation. That packaging is what we call innovation. Bringing forth a new idea that has not been utilized by others. That is innovation. If you can add it, it will make you better. You will become excellent in your teaching. You become excellent in your career. You become excellent in your profession. In whatever you do. You add a small touch of what others have not added. Copy what others have done. Like I said earlier, you are not the first to start. You are not the first. And for you to succeed, you must do what others have not done. You are not the first. You must do what others have not done. And the question is, what have others not done? The only thing that others have not done is that new thing that you are about to introduce. Add a small touch. Are you a hairdresser? Add a small touch to your hairdressing. Sit down. Evaluate what others have been doing and see what you can add. Now, in the business field, for some who have done business administration, there is something we call a SWOT analysis. There's something we call a SWOT analysis. Now, what is a SWOT analysis? It means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That is SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, before you venture into something, understand your strengths. What do your strengths stand for? Your strength stands for your advantages, what you have that others don't have. That is your strength. It stands for your advantages. You have your weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? What you don't have that your opponents have. What you don't possess that your opponents already possess. Those are your weaknesses. Now, opportunities. Opportunities, advantages you can take hold of and excel. The advantages you can take hold of and excel. Those are your opportunities. And then what are the threats? The threats are the already existing organizations, the already existing businesses, the already existing individuals that can crumble you by virtue of their existence. Those are the threats. So before you venture into something new, understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, understand your opportunities, understand your threats. When you have an understanding of these 4 items or these 4 elements per se, then it will make it easier for you to push forward in the field of excellence. It will become very easy for you to push forward. It will become very easy for you to have a go ahead. Of course, yes,